Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of JoJo no Kimyou na Bouken Ougon no Kaze, or you could call it JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind on episode 20. Now, this episode right here was pretty freaking crazy. OMG, dude, what the heck is going on here? But the way how it ended and etc., those guys who are manga readers or anime only that watch up to the episode up to this point, you would know what I'm talking about. So if anything else, let's just get this started right away. We see to it that Bruno gets a message from the boss to how to deliver Trish to her. We see to it that he is very grateful from the bottom of his heart that you guys protected my daughter. So here's the thing. I want you to have one bodyguard and Trish enter an elevator. I don't want no one else on the island. Only those two alone. Anyone else who steps on the island I will see to it that you are a threat, and I will kill you or do something very ugly to you. That much is very considering. And we see to it that Giorno volunteers to be the bodyguard, but Bruno decides to do it while Apache tells Giorno to back off, you know. But we all know that what Giorno's goal is, and Bruno understands Giorno's intentions because he decides to be the bodyguard instead as a couple. We see to it that Bruno understands that we need to figure out the boss's identity very soon, especially his face whatsoever. So there's nothing wrong with that. But eventually, Trish was really concerned about meeting her father, but Bruno reassures her in a certain way that I'm pretty sure your father would want you protected, etc. Nothing more. And we see to it, of course, as the episode continues on with its own situation, the others are to wait on the boat and not enter the island. Only Bruno and Trish, you know, as one bodyguard and Trish. Eventually, Bruno ends up realizing when he was holding Trish's hand, he realizes that her hand is only with him and Trish's body is gone. Not to mention her hand is cut off. And I'm thinking in my mind, OMG, what the hell just happened? And Bruno realizes that, no, this is impossible. No one should be on this island but me and her. Unless, hold on. Is the boss trying to kill her daughter or something? Completely stay invisible, etc. So he could just kill her herself? Oh, hell no. That's not cool. And we see to it that we get a backstory about Bruno Bucciarati himself. We get to know that Bruno was a normal boy, enjoying life, etc. He would love his mother and his father. But this is where things gotten tough, you know? I mean, in terms of relationships in the matter of years or something, depending how you look at it, if it's not well protected or not working out or something, you know, they're gonna separate or divorce. That's what Bruno went through. That's what a lot of people will go through. So Bruno was given a choice to either live with her mother or her father, and we see to it that Bruno decides to live with his father. And his mother does cry in tears, however, and she decides to go file a divorce and go live in the city and marry someone else and only see Bruno maybe after Christmas. But eventually, Bruno does get involved with having to Bruno's father will later on get involved with some drug dealers whatsoever, which really upsetted Bruno. Of course, one of the cops does talk to Bruno when his father was in surgery, etc. Explains that your father actually saw a drug deal going on eventually, and he was targeted. We need him alive as he has the evidence to know what the hell is going on here. Bruno, on the other hand, was lucky enough that his father survived, but you know, in the later years, when the two guys who are going to finish the job on the guy who knows about the drug deal, Bruno, as a child, actually killed the two men who was trying to kill his own father. And we see to it that Bruno, on the other hand, as he grew up, decides to join an organization that he believes is justice, you know, that could guarantee their safety. He will end up actually beat down a lot of people, kill people, and later on he will make himself a name when he was in a Passione organization. And eventually, however, his father would pass away due to gunshot injuries, etc. We see to it that Bruno realizes that he finds some drugs on someone who he was beating up, etc. And realizes that, what the hell? What's with these drugs? I thought they were prohibited in this country. And this is where Bruno realizes that the Passione that he joined eventually is actually not a good organization. It's a really bad organization. And we see to it that that Bruno realizes that the boss is exploiting innocent people and used merely others for his own gain whatsoever. This is really annoying, and the father is doing this to his innocent daughter is unforgivable, all to cover his own butt. This is really stupid. You betrayed my heart once again, and it's bad enough that you had to do drugs whatsoever. And we see to it that Bruno ends up seeing the boss having his daughter in his hands and gets ready to like try to escape. But you know, at the beginning of the episode, I forgot to mention where JoJo does give something to Bruno, where it's like some kind of pendant where like it's alive. So wherever the guy goes, JoJo will know where his location is at, and therefore we see to it that that he drops it on the boss and Trish is alive, and we see to it that JoJo is planning to help Bruno out, but I don't think it's going to be helping out right now. But Bruno, on the other hand, plans to kill on the boss right now, because the boss right now, what he's doing is unforgivable, and he's not expecting the worst, etc., you know? And we see too that Bruno does go to a location when he was about to escape, and he decides to go into the shadows of a wall. But unfortunately, the boss of the Passione organization tells Bruno, "You need to get the hell out of here and go home right now, boy." Even Bruno's like, "What are you talking about?" etc., you know? And we see to it that the boss warns him, "Don't you step out of the pillar, man. You're gonna die. You hear me?" Even Bruno's really concerned about this thing, and we see to it that Bruno decides to attack the boss, but the boss ends up disappearing. However, it grabs Bruno's arm, but ends about to break it, but Bruno managed to escape with the ability of his sticky fingers, you know? And we see to it that Bruno reattaches freaking like whatchamacallit, Trisha's hand back to her body, etc. While he ends up calling JoJo for help. JoJo explains like that he is around the area, and the boss ends up asking Bruno Bucciarati, "What the hell happened to you? I highly respected all the work you've done for me on this mission, but were you so happy to become a cop that you got greedy? Or did you overestimate your powers and got cocky and thinking you could take me on? Now, what the hell are you trying to do right now?" We see too that Bruno explains to the boss, like, when Trish wakes up, I'm gonna tell her that her father didn't even exist at all. Trish? Hold on. What about her? Like, my daughter has nothing to do with you. Why should you even care? And we see to it that Bruno explains to the boss that you can never understand how I truly feel. And we see to it that Bruno does find the boss, and he tries to attack him with sticky fingers, but it doesn't work. And we see to it, we see the boss's stand, and we see, but not until like Bruno sees a reflection of himself in the pillar shadow, etc., you know? And the boss ends up having his stand go right behind Bruno and tells him, "Allow me to give you a good parting gift. You hear me? Let me tell you what I can do for the time being." So my stand ability has the way to like make you see the future whatsoever. However, from a few seconds you witness your future, but unfortunately this is where you end. Like I erased time and leapt past it. That's what I can do. He ends up punching Bruno right behind the stomach and pierces him with his fist and tells him, "I don't care what's gonna happen. I will not allow anyone to threaten the throne that I am on right now." And therefore, he tells Bruno, "I'm gonna tell you right now that you know, you're gonna have to disappear. So, Bucciarati, your mission as Trish's bodyguard ends today." And we see to it, we get to see part of the boss's face, however, but it's only part, except his head is red, his suit is red, and his eyes are green whatsoever, and ends up piercing him with his fist. And Bruno can only like stare in shock and pain right now, knowing that what the hell happened. So overall, simple episode. If I have to recap it without a lot of detail, is that Bruno gets his final mission from the boss, delivered Trish on an elevator, and we see to it that after Bruno sees that Trish's hand is only there with him, the boss is planning to kill his own daughter just to cover up his own butt, you know? And we get to know about Bruno's past and how he joined the Passione organization and how he was a normal boy before that until all hell kind of broke loose on him in his childhood or around the teenage years. Eventually, Bruno decides to take the boss head on and tries to fight against him, but thanks to the boss's ridiculous ability of Crimson King, where he's able to erase time and leap past it and make Bruno see a little bit into what happened to his future, he could actually like him do some damage, and freaking he pierced Bruno's body with his own stand telling him, I don't care what I have to do, I won't let anyone to threaten me while I am on the throne of Passione, you hear me? And ends off there. So yeah, seeing Crimson King in action. A lot of people have been talking about this scene for a while, and they say they freaking done it right, and it's really crazy. Even as I, an anime only, is actually shocked to see what the hell just happened right there. Holy motherfucker, dude. So until then, I will see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!